Welcome to the second episode of this countdown to 2023, where we'll be looking at 22 things that happened in 2022 which are significant and what are the 23 takeaways that we can take as we move into the next year, you and me, 2 and 3 into 2023. In the first point, we spoke about the FIFA World Cup happening in Qatar, and we spoke about 5 elements of the World Cup which even before the completion of the World Cup have made it memorable. The last of these was really something which was a reference to a controversy about Qatar sports washing certain of its domestic issues. And this has also been given the name of gaslighting, a word which is, as per Merriam-Webster dictionary, the word of the year for 2022. So certainly it deserves its own episode, isn't it? Before we get any further, what really is gaslighting all about? And why did it come into prominence in this year as compared to any other? What are some of the macro trends that are shaping this phenomena of gaslighting? And why is it a cause of concern for us as human beings? Too many questions. Let's take them one by one. First of all, what is gaslighting all about? I won't go into the dictionary definition. Of course, you can read about it online. It's all over the internet. In plain and simple terms, gaslighting is the process by which somebody uses psychological manipulations to make somebody else believe that whatever they have believed is not actually true, they are insane, they are delusional, or they have lost their power of reasoning, even though the fact remains that what they believe to be true is actually true. How does this happen, and how do these psychological manipulations come about? That's a fascinating study all in itself. And one of the things that happened this year, closer to home, in our platform from the expert's mouth, was a series of psychology concepts in 60 seconds that was launched and ran through several episodes, which explain many of these psychological concepts in 60 seconds each. And it's fascinating. I would strongly recommend you, if you're interested in this field of understanding how the human brain works and how it can be tricked so easily in our everyday lives. And we face all these psychological manipulations on a daily basis, whether it is by people around us, whether it is by algorithms that are ruling the world, or whether it's mainstream media where we tend to believe whatever is published. A lot of these things, WhatsApp forwards, it's all over the place. It's touching our lives on a day-to-day basis. Even in the more mundane activities of going to work, getting things done, interacting with team members, psychology plays a very important role in how we influence others, because ultimately it's about getting others to see and come about to your point of view. And when taken to the extreme, it results in gaslighting. Coming to the second point, why is it that in today's world, particularly, we need to be concerned about gaslighting? The answer lies in technology, algorithms, data. One of the things that has been the rage over the last few years is the rise and rise of AI algorithms. What the technology now enables is something called deep fakes. Deep fakes are essentially a concocted version of reality through very powerful artificial intelligence algorithms that build upon deep learning. They get into the realm of reinforcement learning. I won't get into the technicalities, but suffice it to say that they can create a make-believe world, something which is not real. For instance, creating an image of somebody who's not even existing and make it sound as real as just any other cohabitant of the planet. Deepfake could also result in making videos of real people with real voice and creating dialogues which they never spoke about, creating facial expressions which they never exhibited, and so on and so forth. These are very, very dangerous trends because when such deepfakes are released to the public, it can lead to a mass acceptance of something as the truth when it is not. And if somebody questions it, they will be gaslighted, right? So that is a very, very risky thing happening in the world currently. Once upon a time, it was said that believe only what you see, but nowadays you cannot even believe what you see with your own eyes, what you hear with your own ears, and that is the unfortunate world and the risky world that we are living in, the world of misinformation, deep fakes. And that is why one of the initiatives that we have taken at From the Expert's Mouth is to ensure that there is an authentic content, authentic representation of who we are, our experiences, and a genuine platform without any of these algorithmic overarching biases to ensure that we are feeding you what the advertisers want you to see or what the spreaders of misinformation and deep fakes and people who want to gaslight the truth want you to believe. It is truly about you sharing your experiences as one human being with another fellow human being so that they can gain something from your experience and insight. And in order to help us on this journey and in order to be part of this journey, I would strongly encourage you to come and visit the platform. There is a Get Featured section. You can share your journey, you can share your experiences on pretty much anything under the sun, as long as it is authentic, true, adds value to the others. So, moving on from the shameless plug that I put in about from the expert's mouth to the word of the year. So, one of the words of the year that we spoke about was, of course, gaslighting. There are other words in the list which have made news for various reasons. So, moving on from one word of the year to another word in the list, which is codify. And that goes to the controversy about the Women's Health Protection Bill in the United States, where the famous decision in Ross versus Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court, and that led to a proposed legislation which unfortunately was not passed, leading to jeopardizing the rights of women to health, to abortion. There is also an article on our website from theexpertsmouth.com called Who is Next, which deals about this issue. So if you're interested in knowing more, I would encourage you to go ahead and read that. I'll put the link in the description for your benefit. So those were a couple of words from the word of the year list. One of the other words, talking about lighting, which lit the world this year was moonlighting. So let's cover that in the next episode, shall we? This was episode 2. So let's welcome 23 with episode number 3 coming up next on moonlighting. And that should be something to watch out for. In the meantime, if you want to follow this, ensure that you're checking in to the playlist, ensure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, ensure that you hit the like button, and you know what is to be done.